Good morning, beautiful people. So this is the fifth and final video in the series, Is Your energy funked up? And today I'm going to be focusing on the ever so important lung energy. So is your lung energy funked up? So this is the last video in the series. I've already covered the liver, the stomach, the kidneys and the heart. So if you haven't checked those out, then I recommend going back and checking those out when you can. So let's talk about lungs. And there's two main things I want to focus on in this one. The lungs are, according to Chinese medicine and many other, in Ayurvedic medicine, yoga medicine as well, is that your lungs are one major source of energy. And therefore, a sign and symptom that your lung energy may be funked up is that you have a tendency towards fatigue. There's also a tendency towards anxiety-related disorders, which are coming from the inefficient breathing system. So it's not necessarily a mental problem, it's more of a energy source and physiological heart cardiovascular issue, which is disturbing the mind, disturbing the heart, which I've spoken about in a previous video. And that disturbance of the heart is what leads to disturbance of mind. So in a lot of anxiety disorders, you can actually treat it by going through the breath. So I've just mentioned another sign and symptom is that there's anxiety disorders, there's a potential to fatigue. And the other one I wanted to mention is there's a tendency towards cold and flu and easy to sickness. So this is a sign of some kind of immune weakness or immune dysfunction. So this is a really interesting point to make. So the immune system is really a complicated system according to Western medicine. You know, if you ask an immunologist how the immune system works or ask a doctor, it's so sophisticated. There's potentially billions of different things going on, and that's why they have a hard time understanding what it is. So if they have a hard time understanding what it is, you know, using that model of that framework, then it's hard for us to understand what the immune system is. And there's a lot of sort of misinformation or understanding about how we catch disease or how we get disease, how the immune system works. However, in Chinese medicine, what I really like about it is that it really simplifies things. And this is so for the immune system. The immune system in Chinese medicine is really governed by two organs, the stomach and the lungs. So the stomach is in charge of turning mostly your food waste into immune cells and immune qi. We call it wei qi, which translates as defensive qi. So the stomach creates defensive qi, and then the distribution is governed by the lungs. So when your breathing is good, it distributes this wei qi, defensive qi, through the channels inside your body. So killing all the internal cells that are out of control or diseased or anything like that. And then it also permeates beyond the body and creates a bubble around your body, around your system. And this bubble, this wei qi, stops and manages things like heat, wind, cold, damp, and dry entering your body. So it's kind of like a shield in a way. So if your lungs are really healthy, then generally your immune system will be healthy. And this goes so far as to say that, you know, there's a kind of a misunderstanding about the immune system that if you're around someone who's diseased, is that you will get the disease. You know, obviously contagious disease is more likely for this to happen than non-contagious. However, it's slightly a misunderstanding, because if your immune system and your wei qi is good and healthy, even if you're around a contagious like disease, is that your wei qi will still kill it and defend against it. So it's not that the other person is making you sick necessarily, or the environment is making you sick, it's that your immune system is weakened in such a way that the disease is allowed to thrive within your system. So therefore, strengthening and tonifying your digestive system and your lungs is going to give you much more power as an immune system defense. So that was quite a mouthful. So, you know, how to do this. Most of our society, unfortunately, has no idea how to breathe. We're not taught it in school, as with most things that we need to know. So most people are breathing in a very inefficient way. And, you know, it's a simple process of, we have to really retrain ourselves how to breathe. You can find so many breathing patterns in the yogas within the pranayama space. However, thanks to people like Wim Hof and other, you know, there's a massive breath work movement going on in the world at the moment, is that these are bringing more to light these processes of breathing, how to breathe more powerfully, and, you know, various other breathing platforms and breathing teachings, which are very worthwhile exploring and can change your world. It can change your physiology, change your heart rate, and then therefore it will change so many other things. It will change your energy levels as well. So that's basically it for this video. Is your lung energy funked up? And the main signs and symptoms we're talking about here is there's a tendency towards fatigue, so easily fatigued, tendency towards anxiety disorders, and there's also a tendency towards having colds and flu and getting sick quite easily. These are all signs that the lung energy may be funked up or is funked up. So let's look quickly at the opposite. So if your lung energy is healthy, well, this is an interesting point, is that when the lung energy is healthy, not only is it easy to breathe and your cardiovascular and your heart rate is steady, it also gives rise to the ability to be in the present moment. You know, when you're able to breathe easily, it's just like, you know, life is good in this moment. But if the breath is like, it's like so much anxiety and worry. And, you know, so that's the psychological component, is that anxiety comes up again. So if your lung energy is good, you're able to breathe and just relax in the present moment. The other thing, of course, is your immune system's quite strong. You have a lot of energy available, so you kind of usually into sports and have, you know, not always, but these people tend to have sort of big chests as well. Is that they've got a lot of power in that part of themselves. So that's if your lung energy is quite good, and that's what you can get to as well if you start retraining. Usually the easiest way is retraining your breathing patterns. So that's it for today. Is your lung energy funked up? Hopefully it's helpful. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time in a next video. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next, but there's always something. So I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Namaste.